Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Tonight I want to talk about a story. Not just any story, but a story of perseverance, faith, and the power of a single individual to change the world. At the heart of the Book of Eli lies a man on a journey. He's not extraordinary because of his strength or skill, although he possesses those in spades. No, what makes this man unforgettable is his unwavering commitment to a mission greater than himself. This character embodies the notion that even when the world around us has fallen into darkness, hope can survive in the most unexpected places. He carries not just a book, but a symbol, one that represents knowledge, faith, and the ability to rebuild what has been lost. Through each step of his journey, we see a man grappling with sacrifice, purpose, and the weight of his responsibility. He is not without flaw, not immune to pain, but his humanity is what makes him extraordinary. Now, this role is more than just an action hero in a post-apocalyptic world. It's a study in leadership. It's a lesson in staying true to your values, even when the odds seem insurmountable. And it's a testament to how faith, whether in yourself, a higher power, or a cause, can illuminate the path forward. So let's dive deeper into this character. Not just to analyze him, but to understand what he represents to us as individuals and as a society. Because in his journey, there's a message for all of us. Thank you. Eli's unwavering faith is a cornerstone of his character in the Book of Eli. It's not simply about believing in something, but about holding steadfast to that belief when the world around him is crumbling. In a post-apocalyptic wasteland, where survival is the only priority for most, Eli's commitment to his mission is a striking contrast. He carries with him the belief that there is a higher purpose to his journey, a belief that drives him through dangers, hardships, and moments of despair. Faith in this context isn't just religious, though it is tied to the sacred text he carries. It's a deep, almost visceral certainty that there is something worth protecting, something beyond the immediate struggles of food, water, and shelter. For Eli, the book he guards represents more than just a collection of words. It is the key to rebuilding humanity and guiding the world back to something better. His faith is in the power of knowledge and in the idea that what is lost can be found, that what is broken can be healed. What stands out most about Eli's faith is its quiet strength. He doesn't speak about it much. He doesn't need to. It's embedded in his every action. Even in the face of violence, he maintains his mission, staying true to his purpose without wavering. His faith isn't a shield to protect him from harm. It's a force that propels him forward, driving him through physical exhaustion and mental fatigue. His faith also gives him an inner resilience. The wasteland is unforgiving, and yet Eli endures. He fights, he suffers, but his belief keeps him from giving up. There are moments when it would be easier for him to walk away, to give in to the chaos around him, but his commitment to the larger vision keeps him going. He knows that what he carries, both literally and figuratively, has the potential to save the future, and that knowledge strengthens his resolve. Eli's faith is also a mirror for the audience. It challenges us to examine our own beliefs and the forces that guide our actions. What are we willing to fight for? What keeps us going when the world is at its worst? Eli's unwavering belief in his purpose suggests that even in the most dire circumstances, faith, whether in a higher power, a cause, or a vision, can provide the clarity and strength to move forward, no matter the obstacles. Eli's leadership in the Book of Eli is an intriguing study in quiet strength and resolve. Throughout his journey, he doesn't rely on commanding authority or forceful words. Instead, his leadership from his steadfast commitment to his purpose and his ability to make decisions based on that purpose, rather than on immediate personal gain. He leads by example, allowing his actions to speak louder than anything he could say. In a world where chaos reigns and survival is the only priority for many, Eli's steady focus on his mission provides a sense of direction that contrasts sharply with the unpredictable, self-serving behavior of those around him. What makes Eli an effective leader is not his ability to command armies or rally groups to his cause. He doesn't need followers to validate his purpose. His leadership is grounded in the certainty of his mission and the integrity with which he pursues it. There is no grand speech, no rallying cry. His leadership is a quiet force, driven by the belief that what he's doing is larger than himself. This type of leadership, though understated, is powerful because it allows him to remain true to his values and maintain a sense of focus, no matter how dire the circumstances become. Eli doesn't seek power, nor does he seek to dominate others. Instead, he inspires those around him by showing that there is something greater than the daily struggle for survival. He models selflessness and sacrifice, and it's through his actions that others come to understand the importance of what he's doing. When he interacts with others, he does so with a calm, measured demeanor, offering wisdom and guidance when necessary, but never forcing his beliefs upon anyone. His leadership is about showing others that there is a higher calling beyond mere existence, that hope and purpose can still thrive, even in the most desolate conditions. In many ways, Eli's leadership is rooted in the example he sets of inner strength. When faced with danger, he remains calm and deliberate. He shows that true leadership isn't about being the loudest or most aggressive, but rather about maintaining a sense of direction and conviction, even when the world seems to be falling apart. In doing so, he demonstrates that leadership is not defined by power, but by the ability to stay true to one's values and inspire others to believe in something greater than themselves. The book Eli carries in the Book of Eli is far more than just a physical object. It is a symbol of hope, knowledge, and salvation. In a world where the fabric of society has unraveled and civilization lies in ruins, the book represents a fragment of a lost past, one that can be used to rebuild a future. Its significance extends beyond the words written on its pages. It is a beacon of possibility, a reminder that despite the destruction of everything powerful can still emerge from the ashes. To Eli, the book is not just a relic, it is a divine mandate, the cornerstone of his mission, and the key to saving humanity from repeating the mistakes of the past. The book embodies the knowledge that has been lost to the post-apocalyptic world. In a time when resources are scarce, the ability to read and comprehend is no longer universal, and the book's contents are a sacred treasure. Eli's mission is clear: to protect it at all costs and to ensure its message is preserved. The importance of the book lies not just in its words, but in the moral and spiritual teachings it holds. It is the foundation of civilization, representing everything that can heal the fractured society and guide people back to righteousness. The book is a symbol of survival, but it also symbolizes the preservation of culture, history, and ethics, elements of humanity that must not be allowed to fade into oblivion. Eli's role in guarding the book is an act of stewardship, and it is this deep sense of responsibility that drives him forward. He recognizes the weight of what he carries, not just physically, but emotionally and spiritually. The burden of responsibility becomes evident as he encounters others who want to use the book for their own gain, most notably Carnegie, who seeks to exploit its power for control. For Eli, this conflict illustrates a central theme: that knowledge, when misused or manipulated, can have dangerous consequences. The book must be protected, not just for its content, but for its ability to guide humanity toward a future of peace and prosperity. This brings the book's significance into sharper focus. It is not a source of power for one individual or group, but a tool for the collective good. Eli's mission is to ensure that the wisdom contained in it is passed on, that it will eventually lead to the rebirth of a world built on principles of justice, faith, and unity. Ultimately, the book represents the enduring power of knowledge, not just as a physical object, but as an idea that can transcend generations and inspire people to rebuild what has been lost. Through his unwavering dedication to protecting it, Eli embodies the belief that, even in the darkest times, the light of wisdom can still shine through. Eli's character in the Book of Eli is far from one-dimensional. He is a man shaped by his past and by the trials of the unforgiving world around him. While he is undeniably a warrior, skilled in combat and capable of defending himself and others, his moral complexity is what truly sets him apart. Eli is not simply a survivor, he is a man driven by a deep internal struggle, trying to balance his mission with the moral implications of his actions. This tension between his violent tendencies and his desire to do good speaks to the broader complexity of human nature. On the surface, Eli is a man of action. He is ruthless when necessary, quick to use force to protect the book and himself. His ability to take down multiple adversaries without hesitation might suggest that he is defined by his physicality and his warrior instincts. However, as the story unfolds, we begin to see that Eli's violence is not a reflection of a brutal nature, but a product of the harsh world in which he lives. He is forced to make difficult choices, to act decisively in moments where inaction could result in death or failure. Yet, even as he kills to protect what is sacred to him, there are glimpses of the internal conflict he faces. He is not numb to the suffering he causes. This moral complexity is further revealed through Eli's interactions with others. He doesn't relish violence, nor does he seem to take pleasure in the power he wields. When he encounters those who are weaker or in need, he shows compassion, offering help and guidance when possible. His decision to spare certain lives, even when it may be easier to eliminate potential threats, reflects his internal moral compass. It's clear that Eli isn't simply driven by survival. He is motivated by a sense of duty, a book in a book, and, in turn, preserving something greater than himself. However, this moral struggle doesn't make Eli immune to the consequences of his actions. He is a man shaped by loss and grief, haunted by the choices he's had to make along the way. There is a deep sadness in his character, a quiet sorrow that permeates his journey. His violent actions, while justified in the context of his mission, cannot erase the weight of the world he inhabits. His humanity remains intact, and the complexity of his morality is what makes him a more compelling, relatable figure. Eli's character is a reminder that, even in a world where survival often trumps all else, we are still capable of introspection and the pursuit of higher ideals, even if it means making painful choices. Eli's physical and mental resilience in the Book of Eli serves as a testament to the strength of the human spirit in the face of adversity. Throughout his journey, he is relentlessly tested by both external and internal forces, yet his capacity to endure remains unshaken. In a world ravaged by war, violence, and scarcity, where the odds of survival seem stacked against him, Eli demonstrates that true resilience comes not just from the body, but from a profound inner strength. His physical prowess, honed through years of survival, is only one aspect of his endurance. What truly sets him apart is his mental fortitude, his ability to stay focused and maintain his sense of purpose no matter the challenges he faces. Physically, Eli is a formidable presence. He is skilled in combat and can defend himself with an efficiency that speaks to years of honing his survival instincts. The harsh world around him has forced him to become quick, precise, and always alert, traits that allow him to navigate the dangers that lurk at every turn. Yet his physical strength is not merely about fighting. It's about withstanding the wear and tear of a world that is unforgiving. His journey requires him to endure harsh conditions, long stretches of exhaustion, and moments of near-death experiences. Despite this, Eli's body continues to carry him forward, a reflection of his refusal to be broken by the world's brutality. Mentally, Eli's resilience is even more remarkable. His unwavering belief in his mission allows him to stay focused even when hope seems distant. The psychological toll of living in a post-apocalyptic world is immense. The constant threat of death, the loss of loved ones, and the isolation can erode the strongest of wills. Yet Eli remains steadfast. He does not allow the harshness of his environment to cloud his vision of the future he believes in. His inner resolve, his ability to keep his eyes on the prize despite the overwhelming odds, is a central element of his resilience. He is constantly faced with situations that challenge his sense of hope and faith, whether it's fighting for survival, battling temptation, or dealing with the cruelty of others. But he never loses sight of his larger purpose. Eli's resilience is also defined by his ability to make difficult decisions. He is not immune to fear, doubt, or pain, but he chooses to confront these emotions rather than be overcome by them. When faced with loss or betrayal, he doesn't falter. Instead, he draws on the strength within himself to continue moving forward. This mental resilience is what allows him to fulfill his mission despite all the obstacles in his path. His journey is a reflection of how resilience isn't simply about physical survival, but about the mental clarity and inner strength to keep moving forward even when everything seems lost. Eli's journey in the Book of Eli is marked by his willingness to sacrifice not only his own safety, but also his comfort and personal desires for the sake of something greater than himself. Throughout the film, we see that Eli is not just focused on his own survival, but he is driven by a higher purpose that requires him to make difficult and often painful sacrifices. This commitment to a cause greater than himself is what sets Eli apart from other characters in the story, especially those who are primarily concerned with immediate gain or personal power. Eli's sacrifice becomes not just a physical act, but a representation of the selflessness required to achieve something meaningful. One of the most striking aspects of Eli's sacrifice is his willingness to put the needs of others before his own. As he travels across a desolate landscape, Eli encounters many people who are in desperate need of help, yet he continues on his mission without hesitation. Whether it's offering food to a woman in need, protecting a stranger from harm, or refusing to let go of the book despite the danger it brings to him personally, Eli constantly chooses the harder path. His actions demonstrate that true sacrifice is not just about giving up personal comforts. It's about prioritizing the well-being of others and staying true to a purpose that transcends self-interest. The personal sacrifices Eli makes are not limited to material things or physical safety. He sacrifices emotional connections as well. Throughout the story, Eli remains largely isolated from others, and while he shows compassion, he does not allow himself to form deep relationships. This emotional distance can be seen as a necessary sacrifice for him to remain focused on his mission. The weight of his responsibility and the importance of the task he carries leave little room for personal attachments. His sacrifice of emotional intimacy highlights the loneliness that often accompanies those who carry the burden of great responsibility. Yet it also reflects the level of commitment he has to the greater good. Eli's sacrifice extends beyond what he is willing to endure himself. It also involves the understanding that the success of his mission may require the ultimate price. He knows that the journey he's on may end in death, and yet he continues forward, accepting that his personal life is secondary to the importance of the book and the role it will play in rebuilding the future. This acceptance of his potential death further underscores his willingness to sacrifice everything: his safety, his emotional well-being, and times. Throughout the film, faith emerges as a central theme, showing how it can serve as both a personal anchor and a beacon for others in a broken world. Eli's unshakable belief in his mission and his purpose underscores the notion that faith, whether in oneself, a higher power, or a cause, has the potential to illuminate the path forward, even when everything around seems lost. Eli's faith is not just religious, but deeply rooted in a sense of purpose and duty. The world he inhabits is devoid of hope, with violence and despair at every turn. Yet Eli remains undeterred by the chaos surrounding him, because of his unwavering belief that the task he carries is larger than the immediate circumstances. His journey is driven by a deep conviction that the book he protects holds the power to restore balance, justice, and righteousness to a fallen world. He doesn't need to explain his faith to others. It's evident in his actions, in his dedication to his mission, and in his quiet confidence. This faith, while not overtly displayed in grand gestures, radiates through his every decision and move. What makes Eli's faith compelling is that it is tested repeatedly throughout the story. He faces constant threats, the risk of death, and the temptation to abandon his mission. Yet his belief sustains him, even when the path is unclear or when the odds seem impossible. At the core of Eli's faith is the idea that there is a higher purpose guiding him, a force that transcends human understanding. His belief that the book must be delivered and protected, despite the overwhelming challenges, shows how faith can provide a moral compass in a world devoid of clear rules. In a sense, his faith is the thing that keeps him tethered to something greater than the dire situation in which he finds himself. Beyond Eli's personal journey, his faith also serves as a potential catalyst for change in the world around him. His belief in the power of the book to restore order and peace is a message to others that even in the most desolate environments, there is still room for hope, faith, and renewal. While many in the post-apocalyptic world are consumed by survival, power, and greed, Eli's faith serves as a counterpoint, reminding us that belief in something greater than ourselves can provide the strength needed to endure and ultimately to rebuild. Faith for Eli is not just about survival, it's about the future, the possibility of healing, and the belief that the world can one day rise again from its own ashes. Through his journey, he exemplifies how faith can be a powerful guiding force, pushing individuals to carry on even in the most desperate of circumstances. In closing, Eli's journey in the Book of Eli serves as a powerful reminder of the resilience of the human spirit. His unwavering faith, leadership through purpose, and sacrifice for something greater than himself highlight what it means to live with conviction in a world that often seems to have lost its way. Through him we learn that true strength doesn't come from domination or survival alone, but from the courage to hold on to one's beliefs and values, even when the world around you is crumbling. Eli's journey challenges us to ask ourselves, what do we believe in? What will we fight for? And when everything seems uncertain, what can we hold on to that will guide us through the darkness? His story is not just one of survival, but of redemption, hope, and the possibility of a better future if we choose to believe in it. Thank you.